Well, Tuesday was primary day in Indiana, and several candidates backed by the Trump administration came out on top. On the Republican ticket, of the 7 candidates endorsed by President Trump, at least 5 beat the Republican incumbents. 1 incumbent won. 1 race was too close to call. Here to help us break it all down is Stephen Maynard Caliendo. It's so early.
It is early.
Right?
It is
Thanks
early.
for being here.
It's good to see you.
Now, President Trump backed a lot of these candidates.
That's right.
Because he was angry at the current incumbents.
That's right.
For not supporting or voting against his redistricting.
That's right, the redistricting.
So what do you make of these 5 wins? What does it tell us about the state of the Republican Party in Indiana?
We know who the boss is. I mean, it really is interesting that you have a president of the United States, especially at a time of war, but really at any time, influencing state Senate races. I mean, and this isn't for control of the state. Like in November, it's one thing. If you thought it was for control of the Senate, this is primarying people in his own party just to send a message that they need to do what he says. So it was really powerful, and I was surprised that there's so many won, to be honest. I thought some of the voters would push back because the voters in the state of Indiana didn't want that new map, and that's why those legislators, the Republicans, voted against it.
So when it comes looking ahead to November, perhaps, you know, Indiana's considered a pretty strong red state, not a swing state.
That's right.
So does it look like you know, for lack of a better term,
Sure.
the MAGA Republicans will indeed sweep?
I would imagine. So these are still pretty safe seats. These are still pretty safe Republican seats. And so it's not, this has happened in the past, though, where President Trump has backed somebody in a primary and that person then ended up losing to a Democrat in a way that maybe a more moderate Republican wouldn't. I don't expect that to happen. And these are local races. This is the Senate seats in Indiana, I'm sure. And even if they lost, really strong majority Republicans in the Indiana Senate.
We're looking right here at, you know, District 38, the Senate district. Greg Good, projected winner there. What can you tell me about that candidate?
I don't know very much about Greg Good in particular, to be honest. I think that a lot of these folks, because they're local races, right, they don't have national attention.
Right.
And so there was outside money brought in here. And I think it really brings us to this point about what's a conservative? What does the Republican Party stand for today? Typically, conservatives would say, look, we don't want the federal government interfering in our local elections. And that's what these Republicans said. But here with MAGA, it really is a top-down sort of thing. If you don't agree with President Trump, if you're not on board with doing the things that he wants, there's going to be consequences.
And one last question. Sometimes there's a big difference in the way people vote for their state representatives and senators versus how they might potentially vote for Congress.
Yeah.
And what do you see?
Well, which was another, and this is really at the heart of it, right, is that even if they redrew the maps, they might have squeezed out another Republican district or not, but there's the delegation from Indiana is overwhelmingly Republican anyway, and so that's not going to change. And I think that the folks in Indiana said the same thing. It's like, well, we're not supposed to do this in between census, right? We do this after a census. We redraw districts, and even when you do, you typically, you restrict yourself a little bit, but there was none of that.
And that's such an ongoing conversation right now about redistricting.
Very much so. With the Supreme Court case last week that weighs in on this too.
Exactly. Yeah. Stephen Maynard Caliendo, thank you so much for this conversation.
Sure.
We'll be back talking with you at 6 o'clock, and as always, we really appreciate it, and we'll talk a little bit more about money at that point.
Sounds good.
All right.
Perfect.
We'll see.